So when I left Kilnaboy in 1960, there was a church, a school, 3 shops, 2 carpenter shops, a barber, a stonemason, a knitter, a dressmaker, a tailor, a thatcher, a taximan, a leather worker, a blacksmith, my father, a wheelwright, my father, a healer of humans, my grandaunt, a healer of animals, my father, a horse trainer, my father, a dog trainer, my father, several musicians, singers, storytellers and reciters, poets, verse makers, scribes, storytellers, set dancers, a dancing master, inventors, historians, card players, sheep shearers, pig killers, pudding makers, butter makers, chicken dispatchers, turkey pluckers, midwives to see you in, grave diggers to prepare your final resting place, many wise men and women, and the odd wise fool to balance things out. Now, when I returned to live in Kilnaboy 3 decades later, there was just a church, a school, and a collection of houses where...
And I've become a butter maker. So this is a butter churn. This particular churn would be one around the 18th, 19th century, and it's made out of pottery, and that's called a dash. And all you do is you milk a cow and you let the milk sit, and then the cream rises to the top, and you skim the cream off and you put it into this, and you just do this, and it's actually chemistry. After you've agitated that enough, the fat molecules, which are the butter, begin to combine together, and the liquid molecules, which is the buttermilk, separates. So if you churn that enough, all of the fat will bind together, and it's quite magical because you start out with this white substance and you end up with this golden yellow butter. So you have to pour off all of the milk, and you save that milk to make brown bread or some wonderful cakes. And then the butter itself you have to wash, because there's still milk in the butter. So if the milk is in there, what happens if you leave milk out for too long? It goes sour and it tastes horrible. So you'd get a fresh cold water and keep rinsing it through and squeezing the butter around. And then when you got all of that buttermilk out, the water would be clear. You'd pour that off, you'd put a bit of salt, and you could keep that butter for a really long time.
I want to ask you if you know the word superstitious. Do you know what it means? Tell me what it means. I kind of know what it means, but it's very hard sometimes to say exactly what it means. What do you think it means? Well, don't worry, because my mother was very superstitious. And she really was very superstitious. If she saw one magpie and she was at home, if she saw the magpie in the garden, she'd climb 7 steps of our stairs and sit on the 7th step. And she believed that would drive away whatever bad luck would come from seeing one magpie.
Yeah. Anyway, this cow was a fabulous cow. Why? She had the reputation that she could fill any vessel into which she was milked. And her milk came non-stop, always, every day. So the smith knew he had stolen something very valuable, and he had 7 sons, and he had each of the sons to stand to the cow one every day. And they all did very well, except that one of the sons was inclined to fall asleep. And as in all great stories, there is a witch somewhere hanging about, waiting for her chance to do a villainy. So when he fell asleep, what did she do? She milked the cow into a sieve, and all of the cow's milk flowed away. The cow's heart was broken, and all the bare patches where she lived at the top of that hill, you can see them still today. But the place where the milk came down from her through the sieve turned into the 7 streams of Pesca. And if you go up there to that part of the world, you can see these streams which are coming down along the mountain.